After absolutely balling out last episode, we were looking really good as we were getting closer and closer to the end of the season. Coming off of the best rushing game I've had so far in college, I was feeling great and my teammates were too. But we had another big game up against a decent Houston squad coming up and we were ready for it. To start off the game, my boy Sherman was open, but I seen my opportunity to run and took it. I made the defense look silly and ran it all the way in on the very first play of the game. And of course my teammates were hyping me up. Our defense gets a good stop and we start off the next drive with this toe tapping catch for a 20-yard gain. Then the very next play, I send all the receivers towards the right side of the field and take off running up the left side of the field before going down at the 30-yard line. They push back though, getting a few stops, making it 3rd and 10. But Harper runs his route perfectly and I throw a beautiful pass for our second touchdown of the game. 2nd and 12, 149 left in the first quarter. Coach called a screenplay, but since they never worked, I ran the ball myself again for an 18-yard gain. Since we had established the run game, I faked the run to Jordan and see that Harper has a step on his man. I thought he would have had a touchdown, but he got hit hard and fumbled out of bounds. Just a couple plays later though, we run a perfect play to counter their zone. And I throw it right over the defense head for another touchdown. We were killing it already. And Houston's defense was just lacking. I don't know how they let this happen, but Devon was wide open on the street. And we scored another one-play touchdown to end off the first quarter. Look at the form on that thing. This was probably my best pass all season. I had them scared of the deep ball now and they were so focused on it, them boys forgot how well I could run. I made them pay for that quick though, getting a pretty big game before going down. Up 28-0 with 3 minutes left in the second quarter, I keep the momentum going by throwing a nice pass to Ford. Then just 2 plays later, there was nothing open, so I just launched the ball up to Harper and he makes a great catch for another touchdown. However, even with the momentum we had, things slowed up quick in the second half, but we still came out with the dub and I had almost 400 passing yards. And with that win, we go from being ranked 22 to 19 in the top 25 poll. But now we had a huge game up against number 12 Memphis, and they're a really good team, so we need to lock in. To start off the game, we go to one of our favorite plays and Ford makes a good catch before going out of bounds. Then right afterwards, I fake the handoff to Jordan and see Ford open again for a 14-yard gain. 2nd and 4, we run the same play again, this time hitting Harper instead. We was off to a great start already. 1st and 10, we run another play action. Now barely squeeze this ball into Sherman, but he makes the catch and goes all the way in for a touchdown. 7-0, 2 minutes left in the first. I wait for the routes to cross and then hit Johnson for a 24-yard gain. The next play, I hit Harper on a nice little curl route, and then we go to one of my other favorite plays. I had so many options here, but I hit Ford for the nice little sideline catch. Ford and I had been developing a great connection, and I hit him again for our second touchdown of the game. My boy Ford was going crazy. 14-0 with 40 seconds left in the first. Harper runs a perfect route and I kind of underthrew him, but he still makes the catch. The next play, I roll out to the right and I could have ran, but I make the smart decision and dot Johnson up instead. 1st and 10 on the 45-yard line. Harper destroys the defense on a beautiful route and almost got us the touchdown. Memphis tried to fight back, sending everybody at me, but as I'm getting hit, I'll throw the ball and Johnson makes an insane diving catch. 21-3, 2 minutes left in the second quarter. We go back to the pass and Devon makes a nice catch before going down. 1st and 10, I knew Johnson had his man beat, so I threw the ball perfectly towards his left shoulder and he could have had big yards, but he stepped out of bounds. We had all the momentum and even with them throwing different defenses at us, someone was always open. And we capitalized on a great drive with another pass to Ford for a touchdown. I get back in the game with 40 seconds left in the second, and with nothing open, I had to run and get out of bounds quick. 2nd and 10 with 32 seconds left. The middle of the field is wide open and Devon makes a nice catch for a 21-yard gain. And then with 15 seconds left, I ran out of the pocket waiting on Smith to get open. I dialed him up and we use our last timeout before the half. And on our last play of the drive, I run out of the pocket again and Smith almost gets the touchdown but just falls a few inches short. Everything pretty much slowed down for us again in the second half, but we still came away with a huge win over a number 12 Memphis. We had them boys regretting even playing us. And I won player of the game passing for over 500 yards with 4 touchdowns. This was my best passing game yet and I was really developing into more of a college quarterback. After the game, I figured out I was just 81 yards away from the school passing record and just 2 touchdowns away from the touchdown record. It was crazy that I was already getting this close to breaking these big time records and it's only my freshman year. It was time to quit worrying about records though, because we had a huge game coming up against the Cincinnati Bearcat, and this game was gonna be a dogfight. I start off the game right though, hitting Ford wide open across the middle of the field for a first down, and then quickly snapping the ball again and hitting Harper on this perfect corner route for big yards. After just 2 plays, we were already in scoring position, and Johnson ends up being wide open for our first touchdown of the game. My boy was bringing that energy we needed. Our defense held it down, putting us back on the field quick, and on our first play of the drive, I throw a beautiful pass to Devon towards the sideline. 3rd and 2, I hadn't hit him with a run yet, so I took off to the right, but trying to actually be a smarter QB, I avoid taking the hit. Next play, coach decides to run one of his favorite practice plays, and we executed to perfection, getting our 2nd touchdown of the game. Them boys score right back on us though, making it 14-7. And with most of my routes covered, I run the ball up the right side before getting hit and landing weirdly on my ankle. Luckily, nothing was actually wrong, so I didn't have to sit for too long. Cincinnati had made a little comeback since I've been out, but I start right where I left off with a 7-yard gain. 2nd and 3, we are running verticals, and I notice Devon's route is going straight towards the open spot in the zone. And he makes an absolute great sideline catch. We needed that. 1:14 left in the second. We snap the ball again, and even though I could have passed, I take the safe route running up the sideline, making sure I was going to get out of bounds. And just a couple plays later, I run it in for our 4th touchdown of the game. They end up turning the whole game around though. 28-29, 54 seconds left in the 3rd, the pressure is on, and I hit Devon for an 18-yard gain to start off the drive. 1st and 2nd, I roll out to the right to keep separation from the defense and hit Johnson on the slant. He catches the ball and gets a 29-yard gain before going out of bounds. They brought that pressure next play though, and I went down with the injury at the worst time possible. And when I got back in the game, we were down by 6. Nothing was open, so I had to take it into my own hand. I barely escaped towards the right, and this dude horse collars me so bad. Them boys were starting to play dirty. I responded though, faking the handoff to Jordan and taking off up the left side of the field and getting the first down. It was time to flip his game around. The next play, I roll out to the right, but this time, Ford is wide open on the corner route and gets big yards before going down. We were in scoring position now, so I did exactly what I was supposed to do and hit Hudson for another touchdown. Our defense gave up a field goal though, and now the game was in my hands. Knowing we don't have much time, as soon as I see where our receivers are covered, I take off running and get out of bounds quick. The next play, I do the same thing again, taking any type of gain we can get, while also making sure that clock gets stopped. 44 seconds left. I'll wait patiently, and Smith runs his route to perfection. He's wide open, and I hit him for a 27-yard gain. 3rd and 13 with 12 seconds left. The game is on the line. They were in a zone, and Devon was running a great route, so I launched the ball perfectly, hitting the corner of the end zone, but Devon drops the game-winning catch. To make the situation even worse, the kicker chokes and misses the field goal, and Cincinnati gets the win over us 40-38. I have no idea how he dropped that ball, but nobody's perfect, and it happens. I had a pretty good game though, not my best, but I definitely was going crazy. And we are now 9-3 on the season and 6-2 in the conference. That is going to be it for today's episode, but if you have not watched the past episode, make sure y'all click right here, hit that sub button, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. I'm out. Peace.